good one. Good morning from Whitestown, Indiana. The Midwest region continues this morning with an all-important elimination game between the state champs of Minnesota and the state champs of Wisconsin. About 25 minutes north of downtown Indy, we bring you to the ballpark in Whitestown. Representing Coon Rapids, Minnesota, and Whitefish Bay, Wisconsin. Both Little League programs have been to the World Series before. Winner of this game still has a hope to make it to Williamsport. Loser's season ends today. A look at our bracket featuring all the Midwest teams. Iowa and Missouri will play in the winner's bracket semifinal tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. The winner of that game will advance to Friday's championship. The loser will take on the winner of Wisconsin and Minnesota. Hi again, everybody. Matt Schumacher alongside the former first rounder Chris Burke. And Chris, these two offenses have been the story for these two teams over their first three games in this tournament, both hitting above 330.
Yeah, the Minnesota club with a big day yesterday, right? Scored 9 runs, knocked South Dakota out of this tournament. And for Wisconsin, they've been raking really ever since they got here to Whitestown, hitting over 400 as a club. And both these teams are led by a couple slugger. You look at what Wisconsin has done to this point, 10 runs in their first, 10 runs, gave up 10 runs and lost to Missouri in their second, but then put up a 12 spot to eliminate North Dakota. And Minnesota, after a slow start offensively, has picked it up here lately. They've won 2 in a row, 6 against Kansas, 9 against South Dakota. So 2 offenses playing with a lot of confidence.
This Minnesota lineup has 3 guys batting above 600, including Logan Zilmer, who will lead it off, with Levi Roberts right behind him, also batting above 600. Meanwhile, Owen Burgles will take the rubber for Wisconsin. He is their ace, was the guy that they relied upon to make it to the region, winning the state championship in Wisconsin. First pitch bends in for a strike.
Yeah, a 5-inning complete game shutout the first time out. Maybe not the most dominant arm that we have here in Whitestown, but hey now.
Zilmer deep to right, drifting back to make the leaping grab, Sam Irwin.
I tell you what, that one would have been interesting yesterday. We had about...
Wind was blowing out yesterday.
Yeah, it was a firm breeze out of here yesterday. The wind has shifted a little bit. We got maybe some incoming weather, and that ball looked like it was... sorry. I don't control the weather. I'm not sure if you're aware of that, but
I thought you did.
That ball looked like it had a chance when it left the bat.
As a ball player, you're not superstitious at all.
No. I wish I could control like the way the world unfolds with my words, but it turns out I'm just not that important.
You're not even a little stitious?
No, I mean, if you'd like me to control the weather, I'll give it a run. It's going to be 85 and sunny all day. There you go.
That's it. Now you're joysticking it.
There you go.
1-1 count to Levi Roberts. Ooh, good pitch there from Owen Burgles.
And that's the pitch. You're going to see him pull the string on that breaking ball. He can slow the ball down. Again, it's not an uber firm heater, but kind of the typical crafty lefty. You see Roberts way out in front of that bender.
Pops it up behind home. And making the catch in foul territory. Burgles 2 down.
Love to see pitchers taking control of pop-ups. At some point that dies and pitchers become scared to death of pop-ups, but nice sign there by Owen Burgles, just waving off everybody. Get out of my way, I got it.
Two down for Wes Hodgson. But that breaking ball is sharp in the first inning for Burgles.
Just looks like he can flip it in there anytime he wants to.
There's another one for strike 2. Hodgson was buckled a little bit there. Burgles working on a 9-pitch first inning.
That looked like the old show me fastball off the plate. Don't be surprised if you get another bender here.
First strikeout of the game, or 1-2-3 first for the Wisconsin ace. And the team from Whitefish Bay Little League has a chance to take an early lead when we come back. Well, this team from Whitefish Bay was here last year. Now, they don't return any of those players, but it's a Little League organization that is no stranger to being at the regional. In fact, they are one of 5 different Whitefish Bay age groups to win the state championship this year. And they will lead it off with Parker Sloden, who you've been uber impressed by in this tournament, Berkey.
How about 6 for 7, 3 doubles and a triple, and 3 ribeyes out of the leadoff spot. So he's been getting it done, and he boasts a super cool hoodie. So he's got that going too.
The kids call that drip.
Yes.
Burke, I'm not sure if you remember.
Yep.
They won 10U, 11U, 12, 13, and 14U. That team is actually in a regional today in an elimination game in Midland, Michigan. We are told they are watching this game as Brady Young toes the rubber for Minnesota. Parker Sloden, one of 6 guys batting 600 plus, drills it into center field. First out of the inning.
Wow. Both leadoff hitters with some loud barrels to start the ball game, and just tough luck hitting. That ball looked like it had extra bases written all over it, but that's just kind of the outs Sloden makes. He's so locked in right now. You got to make an over-the-shoulder catch to retire him.
Mac Bagoon, fastest kid on the team. Known to drop down a bunt or two. Pops that foul.
Well, he's so fast, he doesn't even need to be perfect with his placement. And you see Adam Grosvenor, who had a nice day yesterday at third base. We know he can play the position. The positioning he is right now, I mean, he's about 50 feet away from the hitter. That's showing some serious respect for the speed of Bagoon, feeling like you have to play that close.
Kyle Fox, his manager, says he's got elite track level speed. Lifts it in the air down the left field line, giving chase Niska, and it's over his head. A double with ease for Mac Bagoon.
Well, a couple barrels right out of the gate. We talked about this Wisconsin team hitting over 420 coming into the ball game, and nearly back-to-back doubles to start, but Bagoon pays it off with a slicer down the left field line, and we get a look at the wheels. Look how long that stride is. Just a beautiful athlete. Got to second base in a blink of an eye. I'd like to see him open it up. You're a track guy. What?
Put him in the 400, I think, with that stride.
Okay, there you go.
Put him in the 400. Apparently, he's got a relative that won a state track championship.
I'm a believer.
Might be in his future. 0-1 to Sam Irwin, who has done a little bit of everything for this Wisconsin team. Hit, pitch, plays in the field. His brother, Josh, played for Kyle Fox last year. and was the ace on the team that went to the World Series. Won't be a play at the plate. They hold Coon at third. Probably a wise decision. Good throw in from Blount. And now runners at the corners.
I actually expected them to send him anyway just because of the wheels. But I think with one out and the team swinging the bat so well, no reason to take an unnecessary risk. But you got to give Blount some credit there for attacking that ball and making Adam Lischka put the brakes on there.
Owen Bergholz with a chance to help himself out here.
Excuse me, that's Andrew Lischka in the third base coaching box. Tough decision with a guy running that fast, but I think he made the right one.
Strike two. Brady Young working the inside corner.
Oh, offensive timeout here. Okay, this is a first. This became a big trend this year in college baseball. The offensive timeout, maybe not great for pace of play. Minus the maybe.
I was just going to ask you if you were a fan. You've answered that question.
I mean, I get it. Like the pitchers, they get like 800 visits to the mound. Like I get that the offense wants to take some timeouts.
Hopped in the dirt. Irwin will take second without a throw. Coon stays put at third. Now two in scoring position here for Owen Bergholz. Already has driven in 3 runs in the tournament. Lifts it in the air to left. Caught by Niska. Throw comes home. Big timeout. And it gets Minnesota out of the inning unscathed.
Wyatt Niska wasn't even supposed to start the game in left field, but a late lineup switch has him out there in left, and he gets a chance to impact the game right out of the gate. Momentum going to its home plate, throws a perfect strike to tag down in time. What a play there by the Minnesota defense.
What a defensive play in left field to end that inning. Wyatt Niska saving a run, perhaps two, depending on where that inning might have gone.
Yeah, pretty wild that Minnesota was able to post a 0 after giving up a lot of barrels in that inning. But Wyatt Niska with a big-time catch and then throw, inning-ending double play, the old 7-2 double play, Matty.
And they get a deep infield single off the bat of Brady Young to start the second inning. A little bit of momentum shift here for Minnesota.
I mean, you think about just how hard Wisconsin hit the ball in that inning and came up with a 0. That has to be a a shift in momentum, because it's got to be a little deflating for Wisconsin that they don't have any runs on the board. And for Minnesota, they got to feel like they kind of stole one there.
Their outs were hard hit.
No question. Well, they're going to have to make an adjustment on that breaking ball, because Owen Bergholz looks like he can flip it in there anytime he wants to.
Ball gets away from Parker Sloden. Young takes second. And now the go-ahead run in scoring position on a 1-2 count to Rye Hammond.
And we've seen this sequence before. The fastball way off the plate, and then come back with the breaking ball. Let's see if he does it again.
Oh, nasty pitch from Bergholz, his second strikeout.
Yeah, he's just sticking with that theme. He's only going to throw that heater just to kind of speed you up, and then he goes right back to the bender to slow you down. And man, you can see just how much late break and change of speed. It's got to be at least 10-12 miles an hour slower than the fastball.
One down for Adam Grubner. This is a Minnesota team that has been together for a long time. The core group won the 9U state tournament, lost 10U, and have since won back-to-back 11U and 12U. And Adam Grubner was massive in the field last night for Minnesota. Made numerous plays at third base. Diving efforts, strong arm in the hot corner. Draws a 4-pitch walk.
Yeah, we saw some good third base play yesterday. Grosvenor in the first one, and then Leo Feltner in the nightcap for that Ohio team made a number of big-time plays as well.
There is Smith Petticourt, starting pitcher last night for Minnesota. 2 on 1 down in the top of the second.
Yeah, left the game with a little arm discomfort, so they're not playing him in the field here this afternoon, or excuse me, this morning. And I'll tell you, Wyatt Niska with already the play of the ball game, playing left field in his stead. It's interesting that it's clear that Bergholz wants to get ahead with the fastball and then flip in that breaking ball, but the fastball command's been kind of all over the place. You know, there's no rule that says you can't flip that breaking ball in there early.
Well, we saw him have a very efficient 1-2-3 first inning. This inning a little bit less efficient. He's up to 20 pitches. There is still a pitch count to consider for him to allow him to pitch on Thursday should Wisconsin win and move on. And 35 pitches is the number. Into the gap in right center, down for a base hit. Petticourt could give Minnesota the lead, and he does, as Young goes second to home.
Love the aggressiveness right there. Bergholz's been struggling to throw strikes, but Petticourt in a 2-0 count, ready to pull the trigger, gets a fastball kind of down and gets inside this baseball, shoots it in the backside gap. Just a really, really nice job of hitting right there, being ready to drive in a run when you get a chance. And how about this flip of momentum? Minnesota on the board first.
Petticourt takes off. Bergholz cuts the throw. Runners at second and third. It could very easily be a 1 or 2-0 game for Wisconsin. Instead, they see themselves trailing here in the top of the second inning.
Now they're going to play the infield in here, which I don't blame them. That slow breaking ball of Bergholz, he's going to produce a lot of soft contact on ground balls.
1-1 to Kramer, misses inside. Good pick by Sloden. Right side. Throw comes home. Tag is late. Good slide for the second run of the game by Adam Grosvenor.
So this is a really nice job here by Minnesota of being aggressive on the base pass. Typically when somebody plays the infield in, you make it go through, but you watch Grosvenor here. This is a chopper to the backside. He goes on contact. It's the perfect play because it's not a force out. It's a tag out at the plate because the bases weren't loaded. And so if that's a force out, you make that play. But on the tag there, he gets in just ahead of the tag, and now Minnesota adds another.
Wisconsin has challenged the call at home plate. Well, we made it one inning without a challenge.
Yep.
Our first comes in the top of the second. Another look at it.
I didn't see anything initially that made me think that he wasn't safe.
No, that foot is in there.
Yeah. I guess you could argue maybe it's off the ground. Sometimes kids don't quite get the foot into the base, but yeah, the umpire kind of in the way. I don't see any way that's going to get overturned.
Brian Jackaway had a pretty good look at it. Home plate umpire.
Returning to second base, 18, Eli Liska. Moving back out to left field, 15, Brendan Hearing.
Managers get 2 unsuccessful challenges in regulation. They get 1 if it goes to extra innings. So Wisconsin using 1 here early. I mean, typically you would challenge any run scoring play if you thought there was a reason. Didn't feel like all that close a play, but I mean, this is the type of situation where you would use 1.
Still being looked at here by our umpiring crew. If the call stands, it's a 2-run lead for Minnesota with runners at first and third. And still only 1 out in the inning. And the call will stand. So Wisconsin loses a challenge. They'll have 1 remaining. And now the task is getting out of this inning without allowing any more runs. Double play ball is in effect, as Parker Thule comes to the plate. Runner goes, throw comes in a second, gets away from the shortstop Griffin Hansen. Well, that was risky business. Smith Petticourt thought momentarily like he might try for home, instead stays put.
There's that first and third run game that I was talking about yesterday. We saw a couple teams not play that as aggressive as I would assume teams would do, but Minnesota doing a nice job there playing first and third offense. I just think it's such a hard play to defend as a defense, right? If you try to take the out, you run the risk of giving up a run, especially down 2-0. That's probably a play you don't want to make, and if you don't challenge it, they get another runner in scoring position.
Take the double play out of it. Now you've got the infield drawn in. And any hard hit ball, such a tough angle at this distance when you're drawn in.
Well, and again, like we talked about last time, you have to make the tag here because it's not a bases loaded force out situation.
0-2 swing and a miss. That's a big pitch from Owen Bergholz, his 3rd strikeout. 2 gone in the second inning.
They continue to set the catcher up way off the plate in these 0-2 counts. They are not messing around, and Thule just goes fishing.
Weston Brits pops it up. It'll stay in the infield. Bergholz calls and gloves, and he does get out of this inning without allowing any more runs. Minnesota doing it without a ball leaving the infield. They plate 2. Whitefish Bay, a big baseball community, a town of a little less than 15,000, suburb just north of Milwaukee, hometown of Cubs manager Craig Counsell. Whitefish Bay Little League plays at Craig Counsell Park.
Love that.
They've had a lot of success at that park this year.
Yeah, a lot of winning going on at Craig Counsell Park. A lot of winning going on at Wrigley Field.
That's true too. Whitefish Bay, just a big sports community in general. Their local high school won state in boys and girls basketball, boys and girls swimming, boys soccer, boys tennis this year. And all 5 of their little league teams won state in baseball.
A lot of winning.
One could say it's expected at this point.
I think one could say that, if one chose to.
I might choose to. 1-2 pitch breaks in. Boy, I thought that might have been a strike for Brady Young. He thought so too. Instead, ball 2.
Just a touch tall there on this breaking ball.
Young says never mind all that. Gets a swinging strikeout, his first of the game, 1 down.
Brady Young, first time out against Missouri, threw 3 perfect innings with 4 strikeouts. Didn't get off to nearly as hot of a start in the first frame today, but maybe that fastball's starting to tick up a little bit. Good firm heater there above the hitting zone.
Here is Lou Bredigan. According to Kyle Fox, he might be their most improved player over the last year, and has been one of their most consistent hitters since the start of All-Stars. That one catches Bredigan, and he will go up to first.
It's like a fastball that Young just pulls, and that is no fun. That caught him, looked like right on the inside of the knee.
It's going to hurt more tomorrow. Trying to walk it off here.
Yeah, that one's just not going to feel great.
No.
Like you'd like to say you can kind of rub that one or run it out, but it's going to bark for a few days. Atta baby. Tough it out.
Number 94, Wisconsin, 14, Hudson.
No, thank you. There's things you miss about playing the game. That is not one of them.
A 1 count to Hudson Nava. Missed out on the All-Star team last year. Worked like heck to get onto this 12U All-Star team. You had over 30 hit-by pitches in your major league career.
Okay.
Man, you wore it a lot, brother.
I guess. I don't remember any too terrible.
That's a nice piece of hitting by Nava. 1 out single. Tying run is aboard.
I do remember getting hit by a former high school, a guy that we went to the same high school. We actually weren't teammates, but Matt Anderson, former #1 pick out of Rice, he did hit me with 96 in the forearm once. That one still, I can still kind of feel that if I want to go back to that place.
I'm assuming you didn't have any protective gear on.
Negative. No. I don't know that there is a forearm guard, but I survived.
You stayed in the game?
I stayed in the game.
Atta baby. 2 on 1 out. Brandon Hearing looks at a strike. Hearing, smallest guy on the team, 4'10", 75 pounds, but he can pack a punch. He's already driven in 1 run in the tournament. Runner in scoring position. Here's the 0-2.
I'll tell you what, man, this Wisconsin team, it obviously we're now getting into the middle towards the bottom part of this lineup, but all these kids are extremely aggressive getting their swing off. Already 3 hits in the ball game, a couple loud outs.
Chopper to third. Grosvenor tags the bag. No throw at first. Good piece of base running there from Hearing to beat it out. But Grosvenor is sure-handed at third base. 2 gone as he gets the lead runner.
Yeah, good decision there, too, to put that one in his pocket. Real easy to get sped up there and try to make a big play and rip one across the infield. Maybe that one goes awry and you end up costing your team a run. Good job of just taking that lead out.
Playing through a nosebleed.
And playing through a nosebleed. We like that, too.
Got the nostril plugged up.
High toughness factor in the game today.
Scored a run. Making some good plays at third. 0-1 to Kieran Curley. His first hit of All-Stars was a home run.
What are we at here? Our second offensive timeout? And we're in the second.
We're trending in the wrong direction.
Or we're going to get through them quickly.
Oh, 2. Curley, a do-it-all type of kid. Homered in the state championship game. Also got the save on the rubber.
Got that lay off the bat on the backside. It's an interesting little Mickey Tettleton stance. There's a name from the past. See how good your baseball history is. Mickey Tettleton played for?
Couldn't tell you.
The Tigers.
Young comes back, gets a strikeout. I'll work on my baseball history.
Work on it before your time.
We're through 2-0 lead for Minnesota. The state champs representing Minnesota out of Coon Rapids Little League, a suburb of Minneapolis. Population right around 64,000 people, runs right along the Mississippi River. Best known for the historical Coon Rapids Dam Regional Park. What a beautiful place to visit in the summertime. Yesterday they had a big third inning against South Dakota. 4 runs on 5 hits and a walk. Their last inning, they plated 2 runs with just 1 ball leaving the outfield. That was a beautiful gap shot from Smith Petticourt.
It was. Got a great memory.
Matt Schumacher, Chris Burke, who's a big fan of gap-to-gap singles. Good off-speed pitch there by Owen Burgholz. He's pitched well despite giving up those 2 runs. 3 strikeouts. Haven't quite squared him up today, has the team from Minnesota.
No, Minnesota's just taking advantage of every base runner that they've been able to acquire essentially to this point. But I'm with you. Burgholz has done a nice job.
Speaking of, 4 Ks, 1 gone in the 3rd. But your child can experience the teamwork and fun of Little League baseball or softball. Just visit playlittleleague.org. Enter your address to find a Little League community program near you. 1 gone for Wyatt Niska, the 12 hitter from Minnesota. Had a big time throw from left field, keeping Wisconsin off the board.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be all Wisconsin there in the 1st inning. And what appeared to be a pretty routine sac fly turned into an inning double play. Since then, it's been all Minnesota.
Back-to-back strikeouts to start the inning for Burgholz. And we go back to the top of the order with Logan Zilmer.
So just how goofy the sport is. Only 2 strikeouts for Burgholz his last time out against Kansas in a 5-inning shutout. This game already 5 Ks, but he's given up 2 runs early on. You just never quite know.
He is nearing the pitch count limit that would disallow him from being able to pitch in the championship game on Friday. That number is 50. Gets out of this inning with only a couple more pitches thrown. Maybe he comes back out for the 4th, faces a batter or 2. But that's something to consider right now if you're the Wisconsin coaching staff. Still, obviously, Burke, you have to win this game. You got to win another game to even make it to the championship on Friday.
Such a hard decision because you come here to win it, right? And so you're probably thinking our best chance to win it is Berkhold's pitching in the finals. However, you can't win it if you don't get there, and you're losing this game. And so, you know, I think it's a classic. You could see it both ways kind of conversation.
3 strikeouts in the inning, and Berkholz is pumped up. Sets down the side. And we go to the bottom of the 3rd in a 2-run game.
The left-hander's starting to feel it now. Strikes out the side. Now they need some offense.
Back in Whitestown, Indiana, where youngsters get their start. Drake Baldwin got his start playing in Madison, Wisconsin for West Madison National Little League. That cap barely fit on his head back then.
I think he might have forgot his hat and borrowed somebody else's. Yeah. Rookie of the year last year, right?
20 homers right now for the Braves.
Missouri State alum.
Your sons are big Braves fans, right?
Well, my Lucas is. My 11-year-old, huge Braves fan.
What about the others?
The older boys don't really have a team. Cubs maybe a little bit. Big Dansby Swanson fans in our house. So yeah,
they're more player fans.
That's right.
Yeah.
The baby likes the Rangers. I really haven't. So they all like Tennessee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, that tracks.
Yes. Our youngest Connor loved Dylan Dreiling.
Okay.
Who was on the national championship team in 24. He got drafted by the Rangers. So since then he's just become a Rangers fan.
Makes sense if you live in a community without a big league club.
That's right.
If you guys were to root for a team because of proximity, it'd probably be the Reds, right?
The Reds would certainly be the closest. Yep.
You're better off chasing players.
Wow.
No
Shots
offense
fired.
to the Reds.
Respectfully.
This is coming from a Cardinals fan.
Oh, you guys do have a few titles to your name.
Been a little bit of a drop, though.
J.J. Weatherholt, he's going to change it all.
Cardinal player did win the home run derby this year. We'll take that.
Jordan Walker, pretty good player.
3-1 count to Levi Cushman here. One down in the bottom of the 3rd. Wisconsin has threatened in each of the last 2 innings. They've had a runner in scoring position, just haven't been able to knock him in yet. Cushman gets aboard with 1 down.
Yeah, they've definitely had their chances. And now with the top of the order here about to come back up, feels like a big at bat here for Eli Lishka if he can figure out a way aboard.
Batting in the 12th spot for Wisconsin, his first AB.
He's had a nice regional to this point, 3 for 6.
This Wisconsin team scored 26 runs over their first 3 games. They have been arguably the most explosive offense that we've seen. Lishka drops down a bunt. Grosvenor in from third. Only play at first. Nobody covering the third base bag, but Cushman stays put at second base anyway. 2 down.
I think Cushman could have made that if he'd anticipated it, because the Minnesota defense kind of got caught napping there. Nobody covered third base. But nice play there by Grosvenor. Now back to the top of the order.
For your guy, Parker Sloden. Ripped one to center field his first time at bat.
Here's your no coverage right here. And if Cushman would have anticipated, watch, nobody gets to third. And if Cushman would have just kept going, I think he makes it. Nobody recognized that one.
That would have been a tough play for Grosvenor to make. Basically running backwards to try and catch the ball, make the tag.
Yeah, and Hodgson going to have to hit a moving target.
Yeah.
So it's just a tough play all the way around for the defense.
Sloden has hit the cover off the ball really since All-Stars began, according to Kyle Fox. It's continued in the regional.
Yeah, this is the guy they want up. 6 for 7, 3 doubles, 1 triple, 3 ribbies. Here he gets a chance with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. And in a game like this, when you're down here in the middle part of the ball game, all you can ask is your best hitters to be up with runners in scoring position. Now you just got to cash it in.
That's a strikeout looking. Sloden thought it was a ball. Instead, Young has his 4th strikeout, and he dances out of the 3rd with a runner in scoring position.
The fastball really right down Broadway, maybe a touchdown, but surprising Sloden doesn't pull the trigger. Young gets the call, and he posts another 0.
Owen Burgles has pitched a gem despite the 2 runs allowed. 6 strikeouts, Burke.
Yeah, 6 Ks in this one, and as you mentioned, a couple runs across the board, but we've seen the fastball command, really good job of getting the fastball away to right-handed hitters. And then he's been able to spin that breaking ball pretty much whenever he wants to. So 3 innings, 2 earned runs, 6 strikeouts, just 2 punchies in his first time out, but posted a complete game shutout. That one went only 5.
could get a first pitch out here, and he does. That'll help the pitch count situation, which we started to talk about last half inning. 50 is the max where he would still be able to pitch in the championship on Friday.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how they play it here. You love those first pitch outs. Nice play over at third base by Kieran Curley.
Now he can finish this batter if Wes Hodgson puts him over 50, but he could not start the next batter if they still want him available on Friday. 2-0. Gets a pop up. And a second out. And now he will potentially be able to finish the inning and still maintain his eligibility on Friday, should he get Brady Young out.
Well, it feels like that makes the decision a little bit easier. I mean, if he can get you through 4 and still be eligible to pitch in the finals, that feels like a risk I'd be worth taking if I was managing this Wisconsin club.
He has set down 7 in a row since allowing a couple of runs in the second inning. The last hit came from Smith Petticourt all the way back in the middle of that second inning. Winner of this game advances to take on either Iowa or Missouri. Those two will face off tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern on ESPN. Loser's season ends today in this Midwest region elimination game. Oh, 2. If one of these two teams is going to win it all, they have to win 3 straight games, including the one here today. So the pitching conversation really takes center stage as this is lifted into center and drifting over to make the catch, Mac Bagoon. What a clutch 4th inning for Owen Bergholz, giving his team the option to either leave him in or take him out and save him for the championship Friday.
And Mac Bagoon showing you that track speed, tracks down a ball in the gap.
Whitefish Bay has had 4 Major League Baseball draft picks in recent years, including back-to-back guys going in the first round. J.D. Dix, Mitch Voigt. In the last 2 drafts, it is a community that is baseball obsessed.
It's pretty impressive to have 2 first-rounders here in the last couple of years. Playing some high-level amateur baseball is going to definitely, though, produce some kids that end up achieving big things in the sport. Pretty cool to see. And you know, the young kids are inspired by that.
How could you not be inspired every day going to Craig Council Park
Yeah, there
to
you
play
go.
your games?
Might be inspired to come up with a crazy batting stance. Council was an amazing player. I have no idea how he felt comfortable standing like that. That makes no sense to me.
Defies all logic, defies physics a little bit.
I actually lived in Craig Council's house in '08 when I played with the Diamondbacks. He had just left the Diamondbacks, and we had the same agent, so I ended up renting his Arizona place from him. He had one heck of a career as a player, and now having just an amazing career as a manager. I mean, just won everywhere he's been. Got that Brewers thing started that now Pat Murphy has kept going and has the Cubs playing at a very high level.
3-1 here to Mac Bagoon. Takes a strike. Thought it was ball 4.
Coon already with 4 walks here in Whitestown. Thought he had his 5th. Thought too soon.
And he goes down swinging. 5 Ks for Brady Young.
Well, we talk about the guy on the other side, Owen Burgos, and how well he's pitching, but Brady Young's the one with a shutout right now and 5 Ks as well, giving Minnesota all they could ask for.
And the same conversation applies for the Minnesota pitching situation. Brady Young now would not be eligible to pitch in the championship game on Friday. But you've got a 2-run lead. He's throwing well. You've allowed Wisconsin's offense, which has been the most explosive, scoreless. You got to keep rolling with him, right?
Yeah, I think it makes sense. Last thing you can do is take your ace out of the ball game with such a slim lead against an offense like this. If you lost the game, you wouldn't forgive yourself.
The other aspect for Minnesota is they have 4 guys that are not available to pitch today, but would be available to pitch in the championship game Friday. So it's one of those situations for Minnesota where Brady Young's your best option. He's also throwing really well right now.
Yeah, so you just ride him at this point.
1-0 count to Burgos. Be interesting to see if Wisconsin trots him back out in the 5th. Rips it into right field. 2-out single and the first base knock for Wisconsin since the 2nd inning.
Well, this doesn't mean everything in Little League Baseball, but we have not seen anybody go down to the bullpen and even attempt to look like they're warming up, as we see Burgos now make an impact in this ball game with his bat. A rocket in the 4-hole. Wisconsin, after a hot start to this game offensively and an inning double play that thwarted that rally, just hasn't been able to mount much since.
Wisconsin has had a runner in scoring position in each of the first 3 innings at the plate. 2 quick outs to start the 4th. Now this 2-out single by Burgos extending the inning for Griffin Hansen. Hansen's father, Nick, first base coach, also played hoops at UW-Milwaukee for the great Bruce Pearl.
Okay.
Went to a Sweet 16 his sophomore year. And then in the round of 32 as a junior, he lost to eventual national champion Florida with the likes of Al Horford, Joakim Noah, Corey Brewer.
That was the group that got Bruce Pearl to Tennessee.
Indeed.
Yeah.
You would make it all about Tennessee.
Well, I mean, let's just call it what it is. But Hooper, I'm in on that.
Good eye from Hansen.
Something tells me he could move some people in the paint.
Yeah,
that's a physical looking dude now.
Stay out of the paint. 2-1. Big breaking ball. Snap throw down to first. Burkholz back in under the tag. 2-2 count with 2 down. He can dance too. What can't Nick Hansen do? Hoping his son Griffin Hansen can extend the inning here. Just get on base, keep passing the bat. Luke Bredigan on deck here. Full count. And that is a strikeout on the outside. 6 for Brady Young.
Boy, these boys from Wisconsin just keep getting caught with 2 strikes. Looking at strike 3, fastballs kind of on the bottom part of the plate, and Young just continues to work out of trouble.
Owen Burkholz's day is done on the rubber. They go to Leo Vancaster, try to keep Burkholz available for the championship game should Wisconsin come back and win this today against Minnesota. Vancaster comes into the game in the 5th with a 2-0 deficit. His brother is playing later on tonight, 7 o'clock in the 14U regional in Midland, Michigan. 2 elimination games for the Vancaster family today.
High stress day.
That is drivable from Whitestown, Indiana.
Okay.
You could make it to both if you were really trying to be in 2 places in one day.
That'd be a full day of ball. Leo Vancaster making his 2nd appearance. Did have 4 Ks in 2 2/3 his first time out here.
Quick strikeout of Rye Hammond.
Third baseman number 5, Adam Bremner.
His brother Adrian, who is playing later on tonight, was the shortstop for Kyle Fox's intermediate team last year, which reached the World Series. Kyle Fox, of course, managing this 12U roster. As Adam Grobner fouls back the 0-1. Still has that right nostril plugged from when he scored on a slide into home back in the 2nd inning.
We call that tough guy drip. Just leave it in there. It just makes you look tougher.
Let everybody know.
That's right.
I finished the game with a banged up nose.
Playing with a banged up nose. Playing with a bloody nose.
That's a strikeout of Grosvenor. Back-to-back looking Ks for Vancaster. 2 gone.
Pretty quick work here by Leo Vancaster to start the ball game. Start his appearance in the ball game, I should say. Another low strike being called. I do think those pitches are catching the bottom of the zone. And to me, as a hitter, I always felt like I didn't mind an umpire giving the top and the bottom over the plate. I would rather be asked to defend pitches that are a little up or a little down than anything that's east or west.
They appealed that check swing up to first. It was called a strike by DJ Rose. So now a 1-1 count to Smith Petticourt.
Smith Petticourt with the big swing of the bat in this ball game. Kind of really the hardest hit ball we've seen from Minnesota.
In the right center field. Now time called. The other thing you would want, I would think, as a hitter is a consistent zone.
That's
regardless of whether it's been tight or wide. Today we've had that.
No question. Yeah, I don't think there's been any inconsistencies with the strikes that have been called.
All of our umpires are volunteer. And this crew in particular in the Midwest region here in Whitestown has performed excellently. One ball, 2 strike count to Petticourt. Goes after it upstairs. It's a good tough at bat here. Petticourt
putting together a nice one.
3-2. Draws a walk after he got down 1-2.
Good time out there by first base coach Andy Hodgson.
Passes the bat to Raymond Kramer. Their Swiss Army knife in the field, trying to deliver a 2-out hit here.
There you go, Leo.
Well, you know, back to the pitch limit conversation. This is one of those deals here for Vancaster where now he's at a place where if they were to come back and win, you know, you probably start to think, because he's clearly one of their best relievers, right? So you'd love for him to be able to stay under 35 pitches. You know, clearly it doesn't matter if you don't score, but there is some nuance to how they handle this bullpen here.
And if he kept it under 35, he'd be able to play on Thursday.
Correct.
Which is also a must-win game. Wisconsin is pumped up coming off the field. Vancaster has kept them in it. The boys from Whitefish Bay need some runs, down 2.
Welcome to Williamsport, Pennsylvania, and a slice of sports paradise. Hammered, gone!
Up and out of Williamsport.
Are you kidding me? Lay out like a superhero.
Great baseball ahead. Here we go.
It all begins August 19th in Williamsport on ESPN and ABC. All the teams competing this week across the country trying to punch their ticket to Williamsport as we welcome you back to the Midwest region in Whitestown, Indiana. The winner between Wisconsin and Minnesota will play the winner of Iowa, Missouri on Thursday. Loser is eliminated. Wisconsin, the best offense in the tournament to this point, held scoreless thanks to the pitching of Brady Young, who starts the fifth with a strike. Luke Bredigan leads things off for Wisconsin, who has left 5 aboard and really has not threatened outside of that first or second inning, and really the first inning, Berkey, in which they had runners in second and third and less than 2 outs.
Yeah, no, it's, you know, classic case of if you don't get a good starting pitcher early, you might not get him, because they had Young on the ropes in the first. And since then, yeah, there's been some traffic, but Young has looked like he's just hardly broken a sweat to post the next 4 zeros after the first.
And at this point, this is Young's game. The 1-2 is a strikeout looking. 7 Ks for Young.
Boy, and the fastball command has been very good. Now, again, is this pitch a touch off the plate? Maybe, but he is just dotting the edges. There hasn't been a ton of pitches in the middle part of the plate offered up by Brady Young this morning.
Hudson Nava, one of a couple of Wisconsin players to tally hits today, singled back in the second inning. There has been just 1 hit, however, for the boys from Whitefish since that second inning. And if they're going to do it, they're going to have to do it against Brady Young, because at this point, the pitch count is now no longer an issue as far as keeping him available for later games in this tournament. Laser in the left field. And the second base knock of the day for Nava. Well, you can find Little League on Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok at the official handle at Little League. Don't forget to use the hashtag LLWS.
Yeah, they had hits in 3 of their first 7 at bats. Now they're just 2 for 11 since. But Nava swinging a hot bat today with a couple line drives.
One thing you start to think about, Berkey, if you are Wisconsin, though, offensively, can you make Young use extra pitches in these at-bats? 85 is the pitch limit, where he would not be able to continue throwing in this game. Still just 1 out in the 5th.
Yeah, at this point, it doesn't look like he's probably going to be able to finish this thing. By the same token, if you're Wisconsin, yes, you'd love to get him out of there. But you have to be ready to hit, right? You're the tying run up to bat. You got to be ready to get your A+ swing off.
Could be a double play. Young throws to second to turn, not in time. They do get the lead runner Nava as Hearing beats out the throw.
You got a KC?
Number 50, third baseman Kieran.
Wisconsin down to their final 4 outs. 10 pitches with which to work for Brady Young. Chopper to third. Grosvenor charging. Throw on the run is dug out by Wes Hodgson. Maybe Young can finish the game after all. Carries a 2-0 lead into the final inning in Whitestown. Winner advances, loser goes home.
Adam Grosvenor just keeps putting on a show on defense. Charge and rip it across the diamond. 3 outs left.
Back in the Midwest region, one of the larger regions across the country this week here in Whitestown. Still a couple of teams left in the field. Missouri and Iowa will play tomorrow in the winner's bracket semifinal. The loser of that game will play the winner of Minnesota and Wisconsin on Thursday. 2-0 lead for Minnesota. Parker Thule leads it off. Pops it up to second base. Play is made by Eli Lisko. We talked so much about offense, Berkey, in the open. We've had just 2 runs on 7 hits. Pitching has shined this afternoon.
Is this another one of those things where you're blaming my words?
Yes, just like with the weather.
Did I do it? See how I spoke the weather? Maybe I can do it.
Maybe you can. Blue skies only here.
Can I change my tee game in golf with my words? Can I just start hitting it like Rory if I say it?
If you believe it.
Okay.
Yes.
I tried that for a while with dunking from the foul line. It just never worked.
What about dunking from the baseline?
Didn't work either.
What about just dunking in general?
Just
didn't
could only
work?
get a volleyball.
Okay, same.
Could never get an actual basketball.
You got to have not only hops, but big enough hands to palm the ball when you're in the air.
I wasn't a high enough jumper to do it with 2 hands, so I needed to be able to palm it. And this is a bender right here. That one has some real sweep to it. Vancaster has been very, very good since entering this ball game.
Loud, roller, Vancaster handles down to their final 3 outs. Vancaster will lead it off, then Cushman, then Lisko. They need 2 to extend the game. 7 strikeouts today for Brady Young. Starts the 6th inning with 77 pitches. And remember, 85 is the capper. Can he get it done? Would need a quick inning here against Leo Vancaster, Levi Cushman, Eli Lishka. Wisconsin down to the final. 3 outs and a first pitch strike to Vancaster. Young has had 3 strikeouts looking. Berkey, if you're Wisconsin, you got to come up more aggressively maybe than we've seen them in past innings.
Yeah, I don't think you're thinking as much about getting him out of the game as you are driving balls into gaps and trying to create some momentum offensively. He's proven he's a strike thrower.
Oh, there's a base knock for Vancaster to start the inning. And for the first time in this game, Wisconsin has the leadoff hitter aboard, and it comes in the 6th.
That's a clutch swing of the bat right there by Vancaster, who's done such a nice job on the bump as a pitcher. Now a bullet right back up the box. That'll give you some knuckles from first base coach Nick Hansen.
.81 pitches for Young. Cushman takes a strike. This will likely be his final batter. Two. Foul tip. So he's up to 85. He can finish this at bat against Levi Cushman, but cannot start the next. So this will in fact be Young's final batter faced in a must-win game. And what a way to go out. His 8th strikeout, 1 gone in the 6th, and Minnesota will make a pitching change.
What a job by Brady Young. Just incredible. Worked through a tough first inning, and from there on, he was just lights out. Pitched exactly the way you would expect a catcher to pitch. Just tons of strikes. Fastball command, worked quickly, and that is a day he will not soon forget. That's just an outstanding outing there by the Minnesota star pitcher.
He wishes he could have finished the game, Berkey, but rules are rules. Despite all that, unbelievable performance in a game that they had to get from him, because as we talked about, Minnesota has 4 guys that were not eligible to pitch today. It had to be Young.
It had to be Young, and boy, did he step up when they needed him the most. Again, the fastball command to me is really what stood out. We saw a few wrinkles from him, but it was really fastballs in and out, up and down, and just enough breaking balls to keep him honest. But 56 out of the 86 pitches for strikes. Just an outstanding job, and now hands the ball to Rye Hammond with only 1 out left to get.
Rye Hammond has not yet pitched in this tournament. Minnesota did feel like coming in that their pitching depth was a strength. Hammond will be the 7th arm used since the region began. Taking on Eli Lishka here with a runner on and 1 down. Top of the order looming for Wisconsin with Parker Sloden. You'd love to get him in at bat with 2 on.
Yeah, you come in cold, haven't pitched in this event yet, and you're facing the tough target of Eli Lishka here. Not an easy guy to throw strikes to. That call goes his way. That's a big call there to get the first strike on the board.
2-1. Lishka into center field, drops for a base hit. Both runners are safe on the slide into second by Van Caster. And now the tying run is aboard for Parker Sloden and the top of the Wisconsin order.
Well, and he's the go-ahead run, and don't kid yourself, he's got the juice to run one out of here. High drama here at the end of this one.
Sloden hitless today, but has been their most consistent bat in the tournament. Came in batting .857 with 3 doubles and a triple.
Yeah, 4 extra base hits. So one of those right here, you could see this game tied or maybe even over if he launches one.
Time called.
You got a park?
Mac Bagoon's father, Steve, nervously awaiting his son's at bat, which is next. Mac Bagoon on deck. One ball, 2 strike count to Sloden after the offensive timeout. Sloden in the air to center, and drifting over to make the catch is Braden Blount. And Wisconsin down to their final out.
Well, that ball looked like it had a chance to get into the gap when it left his bat. A well-struck ball. That's the second one of the day off the bat of Parker Sloden, but another one that gets run down by Blount out there in center field.
And now Sloden will courtesy run for Van Caster at second base. Put some speed on the base paths here for Mac Bagoon, who is a speedy lefty. Can drop one down, can also swing for power. Take strike 1. Winner advances to the elimination bracket semifinal. Ball gets away, both runners advance. And now the tying run in scoring position.
And if I'm Minnesota here, I'm bringing my outfielders in. Parker Thule playing awfully deep out there in right field.
Bagoon, remember, doubled back in the first inning and was the base runner at third who was thrown out at home by Wyatt Niska. Could have given Wisconsin a 1-0 lead. Instead, it ended the inning. 2-1 pitch. In the air to left. Back on it is Niska. Gets away. Both runs are in. Mac Bagoon ties the game.
You think Pops is having some fun? Come on now. A 2-out, 2-run, game-tying double off the bat of Mac Bagoon, and the season is still alive for the boys from Whitefish Bay.
And now Mac Bagoon with that elite track level speed, Berkey, 2 bags away from winning it, with Sam Irwin coming to the plate. Time called by Minnesota.
That ball was inches away from being caught here, Matt Schumacher. Look how close Wyatt Niska comes to making this play as he reaches out just off the glove or just over the edge of his glove, and Pops is jacked. Mom's pretty fired up too. What a clutch moment there for their son.
Dad Steve was an American Idol contestant, and Mac Bagoon can play the piano, he can sing, he can speak Spanish, he can also hit a pretty mean double in the left field.
And he can fly.
So now Sam Irwin comes to the plate with Bagoon, the game-winning run in scoring position. Irwin, too, has singled today. And in a ball into the outfield, would they test the arms of the Minnesota outfielders?
Oh, wow.
We will see it. Into the gap in right center. Here comes Bagoon. Wisconsin walks it off.
comeback. 4 hits in the bottom of the 6th. A couple singles and a couple doubles. And the offense from Wisconsin, after a long slumber, wakes up and breaks the heart of the boys from Coon Rapids. What a Little League baseball game we just had in front of us right there. Incredible drama.
And you feel for Brady Young, who had to exit the game because of the pitch limit. 8 strikeouts was fantastic, but ultimately the bats for the most explosive offensive team in the tournament so far went out, and they advanced their season.
Incredible. They flipped the order right when they needed to, and you got to give the credit to Van Caster and Lischka, who were able to get the 2 hits to get the rally started. But that is a beautiful move right there by Sam Irwin. Just a rocket in the gap, a no-doubter when it left his bat. And Wisconsin comes back and stuns Minnesota to keep their season alive, to keep their Little League World Series dreams alive. Just a laser in the right center field gap.
So they will take on the loser of Iowa, Missouri. They play tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern on ESPN. Wisconsin still alive in the tournament in the Midwest region. And the heroes, Mac Bagoon and Sam Irwin, doing it with a pair of doubles. So the winner of Iowa, Missouri will move on to the championship game Friday, 1 Eastern, right here on ESPN and ESPN+. And now Wisconsin will have tomorrow off and await the loser of Iowa and Missouri. What a day. And it's just getting started.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
At 1 o'clock on ESPN for Indiana and Kentucky. We'll talk to you then.